Today's video we're going to have a look at Kodal and Primary African Minerals. Some significant news has come out over the last few days and we have seen the share prices react. What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope of course you're all well. Yes, my hair is now darker. I did a poll on my Instagrams and my social accounts. Bored. I'm 5 weeks off here on paid leave from work. Decided to take time off to spend with the family. I don't know if you can hear my daughter actually screaming in the background. She's on the thinking step. She's been there for about 20 minutes now. It's trying to get her to understand that if she cries, she doesn't come off it. She's a smart girl, but she just insists on crying. So she's there until she learns her lesson. That's how we do things in this house. But moving on, yes, her got voted to dieted. Pretty much think it's an absolute regret. So moving on, this is about Primary African Minerals first, because Primary African Minerals did their Q&A last week. I'm not going to go over the Q&A, it's there, we've covered it in the Discord, and this is where all my thoughts are if you want them live. I'm doing a video here because there's been some significant news worth bringing a video to you, but if you want my day-to-day general stuff, it's all in the Discord, and that's where it goes. We're very, very excited about Primary African Minerals. There's nothing fundamentally changed from this Q&A that came out on Monday. It's still looking great, everything's there. What I want to talk about really with Prem is the share price action. On the 8th and the 7th, I was tempted to sell some, and then I ended up just selling with the stop loss. Stop loss went off, that's why I have them in place to protect myself. I've been down this road too much times, with penny stocks especially, to know that you need to protect yourself. And this is what's happened. This is sold off. I put my TA actually into the Discord yesterday or the other day as well, talking about support levels, talking about where this could go. It sounds like blue murders out there. That's just the kids. That's life. Fatherhood is a joy. It really, really is. This to me is the level of support. Very, very hard to see it breaking the 0.39 level. However, the 200-day moving average is underneath that. Maybe could act as further support. It's probably around this level, which would probably bring us to where the 200-day moving average will be if we fall down a bit more. So look, to me, this is worst case scenario. Put that in the Discord, sort of 0.34 range. Anywhere in this area would be the worst case scenario. I don't want to fall into this channel, because I think if we fall into this channel, then we could be back down this road again. And this road took a long while to break. Like I said, I did sell at 0.48. You know, didn't want to try to hold. I really wanted to try and trim here. I was trying to get the top of the price of that. I went off. That would have been sweet as a nut. Fortunately, that didn't play out. It has fell. We're down to here. We can see, even if we zoom in here, you can kind of see the wicks nearly got close to this support level, and it's bounced quite well. We're up over 6% today after the massive sell-off yesterday, but there's two reasons why that is the case, I believe. We'll get into that in a moment. First, we want to talk about why is it sunk. Well, the reason I believe this stock sunk is because the Q&A didn't tell us really anything that we didn't already know. If anything, it kind of set the timeline. It kind of set the timeline for people to look at it and go, right, given all the considerations to the current market conditions, inflation's through the roof, the recession fears, the global collapse that's coming in 2023, one hell of a gaping coming, the worst stock market crash potentially of all time is coming, and we have seen nothing yet. It could be a case of people looking at it going, probably could roll the dice that Prem's not going to do a lot for the next while. I can maybe take off some money, and I think that's probably what people are doing. I don't think anyone, for any stretch of the imagination, why they would think Prem or African Minerals isn't a stock to be in. I think people have just probably went, it's time to get out. There'll be a lot of people that have made a lot of good profit, and they're trying to take profits. Some people in the Discord doing the exact same thing with no real rationale behind it, just going, I don't want to lose these profits, I'm taking some. So there's probably a lot of that, itchy fingers. Like I said, my stop loss was set there, worst case scenario. I've banked that profit, and now I'm waiting to top up, but I will be topping up, and the 0.4 and anywhere the whole way down to this range, I'm going to be flying more in. And if anyone recalls, I actually sold originally at 0.4 when we were getting to this level, because history taught me that it just kept knocking its head. So I sold here, and then typical, it's ran off. So I'm welcoming this for a long-term hold. I'm welcoming this as a drop. Anything below 0.4, I'm going to be filling my boots, and I'm very happy with that for the long term. Short term, it's pain, but I can understand why. Now that moves me on to Kodal Minerals. Kodal Minerals down today, dropped out its long-awaited RNS. And to be honest with you, the thing was crap. Didn't tell us anything special, no real great update, just sort of, we're ticking along nicely, a bit of a timeline, and the timeline really sets out the stall that anything in terms of progress could be 6 months. Just like Primary African Minerals, and just what I seen with Primary African Minerals, the massive sell-off, I was quick to react. First thing this morning, I said, I'm selling, guys, I'm done. Very annoyed that I had to sell. Sold some of my stake here, you can see I sold $2 grand worth. So you know, I'm not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Still, the majority of my position is still there. I took a £2,000 out, and with that I took £700 to £800 of losses, so nearly £3,000 of the money is out of it. Painful. Anyone that knows my position over the last year, I've said I've been buying the dips religiously at these low levels on the anticipation of good news. I've well over exposed in this particular stock, and just this penny stock in general. Don't like the risk involved with it, but I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. This news came out. Not that it really stunk, it just sort of was a bit flat, just a bit, yeah, this is what's happening. Sort of the next 6 months looks like probably nothing really too exciting will happen. And I think the markets just went, a bit like Prem, I'm out of that. And what I think is what you've seen then is a bit of a rotation. Kodal sold off, Prem's went up today. These two stocks seem to be in line. I cover them in line because they're kind of at the similar stages. Prem definitely now looks to be the one that is ahead of it, where originally 2 years ago it might have looked like Kodal. So to me that shows slow progress with Kodal, faster with Prem. I think there's a bit of a rotation there. I think that's probably what's happening. Again, I am only speculating. I have no idea for sure if that's what's happened, but I would say that's maybe what has happened there. I hate selling these long holds, but with the real fear that's out there, what happened to Prem, to me, I just thought, look, I'm out. Take some of the money off the table. I can reinvest that in better positions. If Kodal significantly pulls back, I will be buying back in. I'm just doing as a trader would do, try and protect themselves. Now, like any stock, any given day, positive news could come out and change that. So you are rolling the dice by taking money off the table. But I believe I have the opportunity to do that. Now, the good thing about what's happened today is, and the part of why I was being so reluctant to do it, is that this 0.2 sort of range that we're at, this after this sort of 7% drop, has been historically the bottom. We haven't fell below, so it is going to be what's worth watching to see what happens. But I think we've got time, even if it rides, I think we've got time to play it out. And you can see, full transparency as always, I got a 0.245 as my sell price, and we're down to 0.23, so a significant drop since then. I'm gutted that it's played out this way, but I was overexposed. I was looking to always sell. I was hoping that obviously be profits, not a loss. But I'm content with where I'm trading this. I'm going to sit tight probably until the new year. Could probably even leave this till the end of Q1, in my opinion. News can always change that in either way. I'm just going to sit tight to see what way this reacts. I've moved money in the Prem, I've moved money in a few things. Those alerts have been put into my Discord. We just got to really sit tight. Nothing really in the RNS. We actually read a bit of this news. Is that Kodal Minerals has said it expects to apply for a formal government approval early next year. I think a lot of people expected this DMS to, actually the application to be done already, or at very least saying we've just done it. I think this coming out saying early next year. Early next year could be anything within the first 6 months, in my opinion. Like, you know, 5 months in would be, well, that's earlier than the later part of the year. So that is where I'm looking at it going. The next 6 months, very little could happen. And also historically, Kodal, I think, I've always looked for fundraising sort of around sort of the end of Q1, March, April time. So you're kind of going, if they don't have the money, they don't really have the application, where's the money going to come from? Do they have enough on the books to see them through? I'm not worried in any way about Kodal Minerals. I'm very bullish, still very happy with the situation. The money's there, with great resource, blah, blah, blah. My only issue is they're probably going to do some sort of raising of funds, and probably the progress on site to construction, which we're aiming for. Probably not a lot going to happen there. Bernie has also openly said many times that he wants to hold on to the resource as best as possible. So in terms of an actual deal coming in for the site, it's probably unlikely as well. I'm not worried about it. There's always a 20-30 play, but just in the short term, I've taken some money off the table. I'm looking to spend that elsewhere for better gains, and I will be back buying dips on Kodal. Just going to let the dust settle. Probably no rush to be buying anytime soon. And like I said, I've moved some money into Premier African Minerals. These stocks are great plays. Nothing fundamentally has changed with any of the news at all. It's just maybe set a timeline that's made people go, market uncertainty, recession, maybe take some money off the table. We're seeing a lot of downward sell-offs across the markets in general. I think there's a hell of a lot more to come. So it's not the worst thing in the world to have some of that capital sitting out. Just in case things do drop, you have more money to be buying in. That is my thoughts on it. I could be completely wrong. I'm missing the greatest buying opportunity of all time. Like I said, so far it's proven to be good in Premier African Minerals. I've been able to buy in at a lower price that I've already sold. I'm hoping for something similar on Kodal Minerals. Only time will tell. That was a quick update video. I hope you have found it informative and appreciate that video. If you do, if you can smash the like, I really appreciate that. Leave any comments. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget, I do have a winter sale on in the trading course. You can learn how to trade, all this, how to buy, when to sell, all these support levels, all in the trading course. £99. Lifetime access to the Discord included as well. And don't forget, I do have a Premier African Minerals and Kodal Minerals sort of lithium miner playlist that you can go on if you're looking for more videos to watch. And until the next time, enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah,
Coincidence.
something that happens by chance, I think not.